Oh, the hypocrisy on this one. Well, you can almost taste it, really. I think I am tasting a hint of hypocrisy here.
We've got to cut through the noise.
It's more than just a hint, by the way. There's like somebody unscrewed the top of the salt shaker, so when you go to put a little hypocrisy on a story, it just goes everywhere. There's hypocrisy everywhere. Don't you just love it when politicians set up for themselves these unlivable standards that nobody can obtain, and then they actually go out of their way to break those same standards that they were preaching about just a few months ago? Look, I know 2020 has been a crazy ride. Like, there's been a ton of loops, and you just had like a huge pretzel from the snack bar, and you weren't really expecting that many loops, and now you feel like you're gonna throw up. That's 2020. I know it's been wild, but this is a great start. This is a fantastic story. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You want to ring-a-ling-a-ding-a-ding on the little bell so that you don't miss a future content when another politician inevitably fails to live up to their own standards. But check this out. Portland politician who wants to defund police. Pause. Calls 911 on Lyft driver for canceling ride. 2020 problems, huh? The driver, he had enough of her rude and abusive words. Okay? This is the city commissioner of guess which city? I'll give you a hint. It's not Dallas, Texas. No, it's Portland. Yeah. It says Portland City Commissioner Joanne Hardesty has been pushing to defund the police at a time when officers have been overwhelmed by left-wing rioters in the Oregon City streets since the death of George Floyd a few short months ago, maybe long months ago, in May. Specifically, she wants cops pulled from 911 calls that don't involve crimes. There's a little foreshadowing going on here, folks. Let's get the lowdown on what happened. On November 1st, she ordered a pickup from a casino resort in Washington State, and things went downhill right off the bat when there was a pickup location mix-up. Now, if anybody... I've been in Europe for a minute now, and we've done a few of these Uber or Uber knockoff things where you order a ride on an app on a phone, and then the driver appears on the little map on the phone, and he's coming towards you, and then he turns wrong, and then he's like 100 yards away, and he says, "I'm at the location." It happens to everybody. Okay, this isn't that uncommon. Okay, so she's in a bad mood because the driver went to the wrong spot. And then the driver said he was headed out of the casino lot when the commissioner demanded he close the windows and that she wouldn't ride with them down. This is coming from the story on the paper, The Oregonian. Now, it has been a Lyft policy since the start of COVID, or not the start, but since COVID has been a thing for a while now. They've suggested to their drivers to have the windows cracked a little bit in the car, since you can't just social distance in a car because you're stuck in a confined place. So at least have some ventilation. This has been a policy of theirs. And the driver told her, it's for my safety and your safety. But that was like pouring gas on the fire, the driver recalled to the paper. She demanded that I close the window right now. And she was kind of ballistic at that point. And this is where the hypocrisy really just starts pouring down heavily, I would say. You know, before it was a little sprinkle of hypocrisy here, a little sprinkle there. Oh, you're not going to roll the windows down for me? Oh, it's for the safety of both you and me because of COVID. Oh, it's for social distancing. I don't care. I'm chilly. But now he pulls into this Chevron station. Don't you know that's like this lady's worst enemy? The oil industry. And he pulls in, he cancels the ride. He says, look, get out of my car. Just order another ride. Okay? And she says, I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out at this gas station. Don't you know? Don't you know that's inappropriate for you to leave a woman at a gas station at 10 o'clock at night? Of course, it's equality all the time until it's a little bit inconvenient for you because you wanted to ruin this guy's night because you were a little chilly. And I kid you not, she would not get out. She would not get out of the car. So this driver is like, okay, fine, I'll call the police. I will call the police on you if you don't get out of my car. This is a representative of the government of Portland. Imagine being the 911 operator, right? Every time the phone rings, what could it be? What could an elderly person be having a stroke or heart attack? Did someone get kidnapped? Are they calling me from the trunk of a deranged person's car? No, they just had their Lyft ride was canceled. That's your emergency. Was there violence? No. Weapons used? No. He says I've got to get out of his car or he would call the police. So I decided to call for him. Yeah. Okay. The dispatcher told Hardesty several times the circumstance wasn't a crime but a civil matter, adding that the vehicle was the driver's property. Yeah. If he says get out of your car, you got to get out of his car. This is like a reverse kidnapping. What is going on? It's completely fine. You will be fine. Just order another ride. The pair waited for cops to arrive. And the driver also called police to register a complaint. And dispatch recognized the call was related to the call they just had from the police, the city commissioner of Portland. Then soon a police car pulled behind Frost's vehicle just as another Lyft driver arrived. I tell you what, I don't think she minded if she was chilly. Because look, when the police approached the rear passenger door, Hardesty exited and got into the other Lyft vehicle, which she ordered for her ride home. So the police are walking up. I bet the driver said like, this lady refuses to get out of my car. Like I canceled the ride. She's not paying a dime for any of this. She just refuses to get out. And the police are walking up to the vehicle, and boom, she just gets out and she goes into the other car and she's off. She's trying to avoid what is probably a very embarrassing situation for this lady. It's Portland. What are you going to do? It's Portland. That's a new, she should run on, that should be her campaign slogan. That should be her campaign slogan. It's Portland. What are you going to do? Hey there. If you're wondering why I'm smiling, it's because I'm coming to you from the land of the past where America was still free. Just kidding. Kind of. Not really. If you enjoyed this content, you can subscribe right there. You can also watch anything that's may or may not be flying over my head at this very moment.